and I'm back to another album. I'm back to having paper to make another album, where Spotify, you know, if you, all right, put it like this, and I even seen like other artists that are bigger artists than me, and they still not doing the numbers because they're not on a big scale like a like a Wayne or you know a Jay-Z or
You gotta be popular though, you know. At the end of the day, people are not streaming you because of your music. They're streaming you because you're popular. And then they get into your music later. You know what I'm saying? Once they see your catalog, getting to know your songs, but to get the ball rolling is basically a popularity thing, and that's just the name of the game. And that's just it's sad, but that's just the world we living in. That clout is number one now, and who you are, and people just don't buy from people they don't know no more. And it used to be we used to explore music and get lost in music. It used to be a somewhere for us to get away to, but we don't have album art. We don't have we don't have the videos the videos that come out now. People are not putting enough into them to captivate the audience. So it's like you got to be popular, and that's just the name of the game.
yeah, yeah,
I think that I think there is they do have a lot of there is a lot of art and stuff like that in the game. I think what the problem is it's just oversaturated. It's so much stuff
Yeah, but I
coming
mean
out.
that's one thing, but at the end of the day, it's like people like what they like. You know what I'm saying? So the
That too.
saturation, the saturation is not really the issue. It could be a billion things out there, but people gonna gravitate what they gravitate towards. But to get to people to pay attention to you, to get the people to want to be interested in you, that's something that you gotta build. Building interest is a part of the game. And I wish we could just drop music and just get a response. I wish that was the case, but it's just not. You know what I'm saying? It never has been. You know what I'm saying? And
You're right.
'cause I signed my first record deal at 18 years old. I was signed to Warner Brothers, so I know I grew up in this business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I know both sides. I know the side of saying fuck the label. We're gonna do our own thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we done
Right.
that too. And then we
Right.
end up going back to the label, and I've been through
Mm-hmm.
the tango with this thing. And at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you have to have the support of the people in order to really get somewhere in this business. And that's just the
Right.
nature of the business. It's like, people, you could rhyme, yeah. Everybody could rhyme that's putting their money up, but at the end of the day, it's like you gotta get the people to believe. Like you gotta get them to be a part of it. You gotta get them to, it's so much more than the music. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's like nowadays we get to give our personalities. We got a lot more that we can offer the audience versus just the video and the interview from back in the days. So it's just like it's just like you said. If you don't like to be in front of the camera, it's a curse. But if you want to share experiences with the people, then it's a gift. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people gonna buy. They're gonna buy the experience.
right.
You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I
the
mean?
good part.
So
True.
The game is so yeah, the game more so is a little bit more wide open because for one, there's no gatekeepers. Like you
yeah,
could pretty much
this is the
oh,
best time.
Nah, there's still gatekeepers, but
Well, the
Yeah,
it's
for
it's
sure.
gatekeepers
just
can't really do nothing. They can't
there's
really
more
do
ways of
nothing.
creating your own lane where you don't need you don't need a lot of these platforms. Like before, back in the days coming up, there was only a certain pool of things that you could actually really use to get on and so forth. And if you didn't get put on those platforms, I mean, you still would create your own lanes, but those certain platforms were important. Nowadays, if you don't get on certain platforms, it doesn't really matter at this point because it's so many things that you could do on your own. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know. I feel like it's a catch-22 at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And like you were
Nah,
saying,
man, yo, at the gatekeeper time is over. Look at Lil Russell, man. All you gotta do is work. I promise you, the gatekeeper time is over. You're gonna go as far as your creativity and the quality of your camera and the quality of your mic can take you. Because at the end of the day, if you could perform at a high level, you good.
Yeah.
I feel
And
Gatekeeper
like
that's
up
what
there
I
now.
feel like it maybe the gatekeeper may not, but you know what I'm saying? La Russell built a nice platform on his own, but he has had people along the way, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, to help him and to help, you know what
yeah,
I'm
that's the
saying,
community. That's the
elevate
community.
what he's done.
That's the
Yeah.
community you gotta build. That's the hard part. That's the work. That's the job. The job is to build the community. That's what I was just saying a few minutes ago. Like that's the job. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what setting people apart from the crowd is building that community and actually getting out there and getting people to actually get on board with what you're doing and creating a safe place for the people who you resonate with because at the end of the day you got the people who feel the way you feel, you know what I'm saying, who think the way you think, who view things the way you view things, and it's your job to create a safe place for them to come together and jam to your music because they're going to be the ones who's going to be taking you to where you need to go. those are those
Absolutely.
are your, those are your people, you know what I'm saying, that's your tribe. And to get
Absolutely.
as an artist, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to go and create music and do music videos, but as a businessman who's trying to sell a record, it's your job to link with your tribe, and that's the job. That's what the big bucks are. That's what you make the money for. That's what
Yeah.
that's what the job is. That's what the whole job is. Other than that, we just doing what we love, and it's not really work because we could do this shit in our sleep. We love it. You know what I'm saying? We can't get enough of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes time for it to be commercially viable, you got to step out there and you got to put on another cap. And that cap is mixing and mingling, getting people to know who you are, getting your tribe together, finding out who the people, who your customer is. That's a big part of the job that a lot of people don't understand that, who's your customer. You got to know. And if you don't know, you just going to be in a big pool with all these other people, drowning and hoping and wishing. And it's just a whole big game. And then the people that's getting paid off of it is the record labels who own the DSPs. You know what I'm saying? They banking on you not knowing who the fuck your crowd is. They banking on you not knowing that because now you got a record that they eating off of, and they getting all of those pennies add up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those pennies don't go in your pocket until you reach a certain threshold. But while they love for you to be under 50 listeners, they love for you to be under a thousand streams because that's what they eat at. They eat in that little area. You know what I'm saying? That little area where before you get known, like that's all free money for them.
Right.
You know what I'm
Game right
saying?
there.
So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? They banking on you staying right where you at, but creating more music for them. They got your catalog basically. And they basically the only ones benefiting off of your music. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole big clusterfuck.
Yeah,
So
If
man.
anything, the new gatekeeper is the algorithm now.
Yeah, but you could finesse the algorithm too. You just gotta have
Right.
content. Quality content. You can't just think because you made it's gonna blow. No, you gotta understand the content strategy. You gotta understand, just look at the YouTubers. They spend years mastering this, and they not even rappers. And then, to be honest, these YouTubers and content creators are making rappers look stupid because they taking all of our customers and they basically doing none of the work for it. Like they don't have none of the talent. They basically they the gatekeepers now. They becoming the gatekeepers. It's becoming what they say. A content creator could shut your shit down right now. Kill your
Fact.
shit right
Facts.
now. All a content creator gotta do is say he don't like you. And that's it. It's over for you. You know what I'm saying? You could be
Over. It's
nice.
over for you.
You could be
That shit
nice.
go
You know what I'm
viral.
saying?
They do a TikTok on you. It's a wrap.
Yeah, you could be nice. You could be dead nice. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, it's just like America. You know what I'm saying? They took our land. It's not their job to give it back to us. It's our job to take it back. You know what I'm saying? Nobody giving us shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So at the end of the day, the ground that the content creators took, you know, they would love to see rappers take that ground because we way more interested in them. It's just that rappers are not understanding the nature of the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Rappers are feeling like, you know, like why should I do this and that? But at the end of the day, you got to understand you're not. It's the same way that the actors are looking at the rappers are looking at the content creators. Like you taking my job, so you got to understand. You got to big up. You got to understand. Look how we was able to go to Hollywood and just skip ahead of all those people who spent years becoming an actor and sharpening their skills so that they could go to Hollywood and make it. And then here you come as a hip hop artist and just take the job. How you think they feel?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same way that these content creators is taking the money. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like you got to understand what it takes to, and then you got to understand your edge and use it. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, when we got to change the way that we create content. We got to actually show people that we not only art rappers and artists, but we interesting people.
Right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And once they see that, you know, then we can actually change the narrative. You know.
Right. So
We can
lifelong.
fix things. We can fix things at that point in time. Not fix things because ain't nothing broke. It's the same situation in Hollywood with the actors. You know, it's just we have to report to work in order for it to work. You can't. You got to report. You got to come to work. You got to report. You got to report. If we don't show up, then somebody else is going to usurp the energy or the opportunity, whatever you want to call it. Somebody else is going to take it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like we all do the same thing. We could do that anytime. I live in New York City. You live in New York City. Let's come together and let's create more than just music. You know what I'm saying? Let's show them how the music is made. Let's show them how the music is processed. Let's show them, you know, how the different things that we did to come up with the music and this and that. You know, yo, my man, turn that light in my face, bro.
So yo,
Your light, mad bright, yo. Your light is too bright. It's too bright. Turn it off.
so life, so
Yeah,
life,
man.
so
So
life.
yeah, man, he got this shit blasting in my face on purpose.
We
Grazie, grazie. I'm in an Italian neighborhood. They think they could fuck with us, but you know how it go. But yo, anyway, you know what I'm saying? This is the way we gotta do things, man. It's just like gentrification. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need to be sitting around complaining, man. Let's open up a mom and pop store and cook that good old food that they missing. Right now, if you put some real soul food on the corner, we take all the money. You
no
understand what I'm
question.
saying?
Yeah, no
Right.
That's
question.
what they need. They need that grits and hogmaw and chitlin, and that's the delicacy we provide that they can't get nowhere else. So you know, we got to show them our source. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the
Facts.
day, if we really want to compete in this, 50 Cent's doing a good job.
Facts.
Yeah. So
Zip the drip, zip with the drip.
so life.
Criminal Guard was out for a little while. He coming back through. You know what I'm saying? These are all Queens cats that understand.
So life. You know on you. What's your next moves coming? You know what's
Um,
What's in life,
I mean,
Mo?
Yo, I don't got no sound.
Oh, I hear you. Oh, you
my
might.
next move,
Hold on, I'm gonna go out and come back in.
All right, all right.
my next move, um, basically, I'm in an international group. Shout out to my brother Montman, you know what I'm saying, from Bristol, UK. We're in a group called Fresh Imports. So myself, a USMC, and a UKMC from Bristol. So we combined together. We got the Fresh Imports project. We dropped a mixtape in September called Shipping Worldwide. You can find it on YouTube, actually, on Pocket of Plugs channel. And that was just like kind of like the first beginning. And then I went out there in October. I went to Bristol, UK, and we met in person for the first time. And we just got to work. We recorded mad joints while we was out there, as well as joints that we've been recording back and forth. So we got like 2 projects on the way. You know what I'm saying? We
Right,
got 2
right,
projects on the way. And just like a host of just joints that we've been recording since we've been a group for like 2.5 years, and we probably have like over 50 songs recorded. You know what I'm saying? As far as like joints with us, joints that we're featured on.
right.
He's on the In the Day to Night album. I'm on like 2 of his albums. He has a new album that just dropped called Revenge of the Six.